Let me tell you something no one warns you about. When secure attachment finally starts showing up in your life, it might not feel like fireworks. It might not feel like chemistry. It might not even feel exciting at first. Sometimes it feels like calm. And if you grew up with inconsistency, calm can feel suspicious. Like, wait, why am I not spiraling? Why am I not obsessing? Why am I not trying to earn love? So today, I want to show you what secure attachment actually looks like in real life. Not the Instagram version, not the perfectly healed version. So I'm Sandra, a transformational authenticity coach and counselor. And this is the follow-up to our last video on building secure attachment without losing yourself. Because once you start building it, you need to know how to recognize it so you don't sabotage it out of all survival reflexes. So let's talk about what secure attachment entails. Most people think secure attachment means you never get triggered. You're always confident. Your relationships are effortless. But secure attachment is not perfection. It's capacity. It's the ability to feel discomfort without panic, communicate without self-erasing, handle conflict without threatening the relationship, and stay connected to yourself while staying connected to others. Even secure people still struggle, just with better recovery and repair. So, here are the signs secure attachment is showing up in you, in your relationships, and in your nervous system. Let's start with the signs in your body. Sign 1, you recover faster. You still get activated, but you don't stay there as long. For example, your partner's tone is off. Old pattern, you spiral for 2 days. New pattern, you notice the discomfort. You breathe. You give it a beat. You ask a clean question later. Secure attachment doesn't mean no trigger. It means the nervous system returns to baseline faster. Sign 2. Your urge to fix it immediately starts fading. This is huge for people pleasers and anxious attachment. Example, someone is quiet, old pattern, over-explain, apologize, chase, perform. New pattern, you pause and think. Let me gather facts before I invent a story. That pause is a secure nervous system skill. Sign 3. Calm stops feeling like boredom. At first, calm can feel empty if your body was trained on intensity. But one of the biggest signs you're becoming secure is peace begins to feel nourishing, not suspicious. You start craving steadiness over spark. Besides signs in your body, there are also signs in your thinking. You are no longer overthinking. Sign 4. You stop mind reading and start reality checking. Secure people don't assume, they clarify. For example, instead of, they didn't reply, so they're losing interest, you think, there are 10 reasons. I'll check in, not catastrophize. Sign 5. You don't collapse into I'm too much. You start separating your needs from your worth. For example, you ask for reassurance without shame. I'm feeling a bit out of sorts at the moment. Can we reconnect tonight? Secure attachment is needs plus dignity. Sign 6. You stop confusing anxiety with intuition. This is a growth milestone. You start recognizing anxious urgency is not truth. Fear is not prophecy. Activation is not chemistry. Your nervous system learns the difference between familiar and healthy. Then there are signs in your behavior. And this is where change becomes obvious. Sign 7. You can set a boundary without a speech. People pleasers, this is your graduation ceremony. Example, old boundary, a 7-minute TED talk with apologizing, explaining, and guilt. New boundary, I can't do that. That doesn't work for me. I'm not available for that. And here's the secure part. You don't punish. You don't withdraw. You stay kind and consistent. Sign 8. You stop auditioning. Secure attachment is when you no longer feel you have to earn your place. For example, on a date, you don't shape shift. You don't agree to be liked. You don't overextend. You let someone meet you as you are. And if it's not a fit, you don't make it mean that you're unlovable. Sign 9. You choose repair over winning. Secure people don't need to dominate conflict. For example, you can say, I don't want to fight. I want to understand. That's not weakness. That's regulation. Some relationship frameworks, like secure functioning principles in couple work, emphasize the shift from threat-based conflict to repair-oriented partnership. Another factor of change is the signs in your relationship, and this is the big one. Sign 10. You feel safe being honest, not brutal, not dramatic, just honest. For example, I like you, but I need slow and steady. Or, when that happened, I felt small. Or, I need more consistency if we're doing this. Secure attachment is truth without threat. Sign 11. Your relationships have rhythm, not roller coasters. Secure relationships don't keep you guessing. They have a steady rhythm, not emotional highs and crashes. Sign 12. You stop trying to make unsafe people safe. This is a painful sign of growth and also one of the most secure. Example, you recognize this person cannot meet me at where I'm at. And instead of overworking, you grieve. You choose yourself. You step back. That's secure attachment with boundaries. Wait, you might ask, is this what secure feels like? This part often surprises people because when secure attachment starts showing up in your life, it doesn't announce itself. There's no dramatic shift, no aha fireworks. It often shows up quietly, almost so quietly that people don't recognize it as progress. Here are some of the signs that tend to get overlooked. In fact, a lot of people miss it because it shows up quietly. It shows up in small moments where you suddenly realize, oh, this doesn't have the same grip on me anymore. Let me show you what I mean. You don't replay conversations all night. There was a time when a single interaction could live in your head for hours, even days. You'd replay what you said, how you said it, what you should have said, now something changes. You might still think about the conversation, but it doesn't hook you. Your body doesn't stay activated. Your mind doesn't spiral. That's not because you don't care. It's because your nervous system trusts. If something needs to be addressed, I can handle it later. That's security. You can feel disappointed without punishing yourself or the other person. This is a big one. Disappointment no longer turns into silent withdrawal, resentment, emotional shutdown, self-criticism. You can feel, I didn't love that, without needing to punish them, punish yourself, threaten the connection. Secure attachment allows disappointment to exist without turning it into danger. You can miss someone without collapsing or chasing. You miss them, and that's it. No panic, no urge to overreach, no story about abandonment. You don't need constant reassurance to tolerate distance. Your nervous system understands missing someone doesn't mean I'm losing them. That's not emotional detachment. That's emotional stability. You can love someone and still say no. This is one of the clearest signs of security. You don't confuse love with access. You don't confuse closeness with obligation. You can say no without over-explaining, without guilt spirals, without fear that love will be withdrawn. Your body knows connection can survive my boundaries. That's something an insecure nervous system simply doesn't trust yet. You stop needing the relationship to prove your worth. This one is subtle, but life-changing. You no longer look to the relationship to answer, am I enough? Am I lovable? Am I chosen? You still value connection. You still care deeply. But your worth no longer rises and falls with someone else's mood, availability, or behavior. Your nervous system has learned, I am stable even if the relationship changes. That's secure attachment. You trust your ability to handle outcomes. This is the deeper shift. You don't cling to control. You don't try to manage every emotional variable. You don't need guarantees. There's an internal knowing. Whatever happens, I won't abandon myself. You trust. You trust in your capacity to grieve, in your ability to repair, in your resilience if something ends. Security is not certainty. Security is self-trust. The truth most people don't hear. Secure attachment doesn't feel dramatic. It feels steadier, quieter, less urgent, less performative. And because of that, many people mistake it for boredom or fear they're losing intensity. But what they're actually losing is dysregulation. And what they're gaining is capacity. Secure attachment didn't show up as fireworks in my life. It showed up as peace and the confidence that I could stay with myself no matter the outcome. If you're watching this and thinking some of those are starting to happen for me, I want you to know that's not small. That's your nervous system updating. And if you're not there yet, it doesn't mean you're failing. It means your body is still learning what safe connection feels like. Now, if this helped, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's doing the work but doesn't know what progress looks like. And comment secure. If you want my next video, the 5 mistakes people make when secure love finally shows up, and how not to sabotage it. Remember, Your authentic self is always welcomed in this channel, and you are safe and secure to begin the kind of change that will lead you living to your highest potential just by being unapologetically you. Learn to trust yourself. Thank you so much for your time.